Hi there, welcome to Evergreen Gardens. I'm currently stood next to a beautiful shrub which I really would encourage you to try and grow in your gardens. This is Myrtus Communis, or the common myrtle. It's a lovely evergreen shrub with these lovely white flowers, and you can see them from there. They're about ½ an inch in diameter, but currently enveloped in this beautiful kind of spicy sweet fragrance. Now these flowers emerge from July into August, and they cover the entirety of the shrub. All these growth tips are full of little flower buds which are going to burst out into flower, and it's a really fragrant shrub. Even the foliage, if you crush the foliage, a lovely kind of bubblegum spicy fragrance. It's really quite a unique fragrance, so it's a great option to plant next to a door or a patio. It's got these lovely flowers which, as I mentioned, smell for us but also for the bees. So the bees absolutely love this shrub, particularly in the evening. The fragrance kind of wafts across the garden in the evening. It's a really easy shrub to maintain. It will reach about 2 or 3 meters if left, but they respond really well to pruning. So this is a plant that actually I pruned in the spring. It reached about 2 meters, and it was too high and it was a bit scraggly. So I cut it back, and it's rejuvenated really nicely, and it's flowering amazingly, and it's got a really nice habit. And I can clip it into this shape. I can kind of keep this shape quite easily just by giving it a gentle snip in kind of springtime. Like most evergreens, they respond much better to being pruned in the spring. They get quite vulnerable if you prune evergreens in the winter or kind of late autumn because of the colder conditions. It's more likely to get a bit of dieback. So all evergreens, generally speaking, you're best pruning in the spring. So as I said, this plant, really easy to grow if you've got a nice full sun area, so against the wall or in like a nice evergreen border or any sort of shrub border. As long as you get a lot of sun on it, it will grow fantastically well. Soil, free draining soil. I would say anything but clay really. Clay is going to hold a lot of water, and so this plant doesn't really want to be sitting in a lot of water, particularly in the winter. With most plants, the reason they die off in the winter is not because of the cold, often it's because of the wet conditions which rots the root of the plant. So as long as you've got a nice free draining soil in full sun, even partial sun, it should be absolutely fine. But to get the best out of it, you really want to be in a nice open aspect like it is here. This is actually sitting on top of a wall, so it's a nice dry stone wall here, and it's just on the fringe of a nice shrub border, so it's got perfect conditions for it to grow. There's a little stairway here as well, so when you walk past it, you brush past the foliage, the smell of the foliage is just everywhere, and the flowers, as I said, just really intoxicating this whole area. So if you're looking for an evergreen shrub that has a little bit of interest, not only structurally but with fragrance, this is a really good shrub, really good option for you to try and grow. Myrtus communis, it's quite easy to get hold of. You'll see it in most garden centres, and you can also use it as a replacement for box. It's got similar type foliage and it responds well to being clipped. Obviously the issues with box that we're having at the moment with blight and caterpillar, this one has no such issues. So personally, if I'm looking for an evergreen shrub that has a little bit of structure in the winter but also fragrance, this is the one to get. One thing to note as well, once the flowers go over, it has lovely little dark berries. So this plant, once the white flowers go over, will be smothered in beautiful little black berries, and the birds absolutely adore them. So this will provide interest all throughout the year. You've got the evergreen structure, you've got the lovely fragrant flowers in the summer for the bees as well. The bees love it, and then the birds will come in the autumn through the winter and pick off the berries. And even if they don't, it means that you've got a beautiful shrub with lovely interest, so the berries add a little bit of ornamental interest as well. So all round,